Welcome to the Paid in Full podcast, real estate, realtors, business, mindset, making money, and everything in between. I got my co-host here, Mr. 𝐎𝐒𝐒. His name's actually Shine.
Oh, allow me to reintroduce myself. So how to introduce myself?
What have you done for the last 10 years? What do you do now? What do you do before that? Give him a good, spark notes.
Of myself?
Yeah, who are you?
Who am I? Been doing real estate now for a decade. Team lead, co-team lead of the TK group. Been running that team for 4 years now.
You were in sales before real estate?
I've been in sales since I was 16, so I want to age myself, but it's over 25 years I've done sales. So every kind of sales you can imagine I've done, from cold calling to door knocking to in-person to corporate. I've pretty much done every type of sales, corporate sales, B2B, client. So lots of sales experience, management experience, leadership experience. So yeah, I've been very fortunate to have jumped into this business over the last 10 years, seen a lot of ups and downs in the market and a lot of changes. So,
okay, well, I guess first thing I want to talk about, because I don't know about you, but 2024 has been pretty brutal year.
It's been rough.
You know, like I probably made more money this year just because commissions are higher. Like obviously I sell pre-sales. Commissions are like, 2 and 3% when they're normally 1, right? So it's like 1 pre-sale deal is the same as like 2 before, but volume's definitely down. I don't know.
Volume's been down across the board. It has been a rough year. I don't think just for real estate, but I think it's across every industry I talk to. I got guys in finance, they're saying the same thing. Cars, every industry I think is feeling it.
Yeah.
With the way this system has been running, unfortunately, for the last little while.
Well, I find it seems like everybody I talk to has some like big life event going on right now. Like everybody's like seems to be going through something. And I've been feeling that, like talking to sellers, buyers, whatever, like especially trying to get a listing sold. You got to have like 10, 15 difficult conversations before that thing is sold these days.
Yeah, I think the expectation, unfortunately, for the last few years, they keep comparing to what it was and thinking that's still the case. And just tapering those has been challenging. And people are feeling the pinch with the interest rates going up, with everything being more expensive, groceries, life in general. And to be honest with you, I have actually noticed that a lot of people have been going through a lot of personal things as well. Like just like the life stuff, like people getting
like once in a decade type of stuff.
Yeah, just like a lot of people getting sick, a lot of people dying, a lot of people going through really like hard stuff that's like not even related to like business or money. It's just like personal family stuff happening to them.
Yeah.
If you weren't doing real estate or like social media stuff, what would you be doing?
That's a really good question, man. Think about that a lot, actually. Dude, I don't even know, man. I would be calling.
Calling?
I'd probably still be in real estate. I'd just be making more calls. Probably be in insurance, maybe.
Okay. With some type of sales.
I think so, yeah.
And it's funny because you had no previous sales experience before getting into real estate.
I did a little bit of sales on commission. So I was like, back when I was 19, I was on commission at a plumbing company.
Okay.
And I was like their top grossing salesperson.
What would you sell?
Just plumbing. You just upsell
like
stuff.
Plumbing, like services or like equipment?
Yeah, so like you would get a call out to go serve some plumbing at somebody's house, and then you'd upsell them on some stuff while you're there, type of thing, and then you'd get like 20 to 25% commission.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I did that for like 2.5 years, but other than that, like I went back to being a plumber who just worked by the hour for like a decade after that.
So just so I understand, you would go like give a quote, and upsell them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But I think I'd probably be in insurance. Insurance seems to be pretty lucrative, from what I hear. I don't know. What about you?
I've been in sales my whole life, pretty much, since I started working. So it comes pretty naturally to me just to connect with people and talk to people. If I wasn't doing sales, probably counseling, man. I have enough experience in this job to do counseling.
You wouldn't be at Wireless Wave still?
No. Like, Future Shop, Wireless Wave, car industry, like if I was, you're saying real estate or sales in general? Because all I've done is my life is sales. I did a couple stints doing like a summer doing construction just to see if I could do it. Or like, I like to challenge myself. I remember when I was like 17, and one of my cousins had like a graveyard shift job at a superstore. And he's like, oh, it's so hard. You could never do this. And so I went and just did it just to show that I could do it. It sucked. It was like unloading pallets and stuff, but I was working with like a bunch of ex-cons, but yeah, I did it. So, but like, that's not really my cup of tea, is to do like physical laborious jobs. I like more using my mind and my, you know what I mean?
Dude, I've heard like, there's so much chatter right now in real estate where it's like a lot of realtors who've been around for a long time, they'll complain about like dancing realtors on TikTok and like all these kinds of things, right? I like see it everywhere now, right?
Yeah.
Do you think like, another thing I hear them talking about too is like, this market is normal. They're like, we've just come back to normalcy. And you've been doing this for like 12 years or something, right?
Yeah.
Would you say this is a normal market right now?
A little less than normal, to be honest with you. Like, I wouldn't say it's a normal market. It is normal in the sense like what some of these realtors have experienced over the last few years of like just putting a for sale sign on the ground and having 20 offers. That's not normal, right? It is normal for homes to sell in the market for 90 days to 6 months, you know what I mean? To have longer subjects, have subject to sales. Those are all normal things. Having those things like subject free offers, like 20 offers, 1 day on market, like that's not normal. So in that sense, I would agree, but I do think it's a little bit slower than average.
Well, I know like, in the 90s, days on market was like 100 days, right?
Yeah.
But like, do you think that's also a byproduct of it being exponentially more difficult to market your listing in the 90s?
Well, I think there's a couple of things there too, is look at the population, especially in Vancouver and Canada in general. How many people had money to be able to, like, I grew up in the 90s, but things were cheap when you look back at it now, but if someone was a millionaire in the 90s, they were like really, really, really rich. Whereas now it's like, if you own a townhouse in Coquitlam, you're technically a millionaire because your property is worth that much. You know what I mean? So I think money has just obviously become less valuable over the last 30 years.
Right.
Since then, like, being able to buy a car, a house, everything was, a lot cheaper. But to your point, like talking about these dancing, I think like TikTok has now kind of become like the new MLS in a way. Yeah. You know what I mean? Just seeing all amount of realtors and activity and people engagement. So, I know you were like one of the first guys out here, especially doing it, right?
I was one of the first guys dancing on TikTok.
No, he doesn't. Like real estate people on TikTok. You know what I mean? Like, sure, you were dancing, but you also talking about like market conditions.
I was talking about real shit.
Yeah, properties. And now I'm just seeing like everyone has now realized that, hey, this social media platform, whether it's TikTok, Instagram, whatever, is like a huge opportunity for them to be able to. So now it's kind of shifting to like being the new MLS in a way. Because that age demographic of like my parents that are, that paper and pen type is slowly going away. It's like more people that are comfortable using computers and technology.
Well, so here's my theory, right? So days on market was like 190 days in the 90s. So if you talk to a lot of the realtors who've been in the industry for a long time, they'll be like, oh, that's normal, right? They'll say like 90 days on market is a normal market, and we're in a normal market. But I think that data really skews because back then you had to like print off a sheet, like an MLS sheet, and stick it on the window in front of a brokerage. And that's how you market.
Or sitting in a mall with a big yellow pages of listings.
Well, yeah, right? So now today you can just go boom right on the MLS or social media, which means that like every single person who's looking for a home sees this house instantaneously. So wouldn't it make sense that like 90 days on market 30 years ago would be equivalent to like 14 days today? If every single prospective buyer sees it like the day it goes live, like before you had to like keep it in a window for 3 months to get the exposure it needed.
For sure. No, it's like comparing apples to bowling balls, man. It's two different worlds. You know what I mean? But even 90 days now would be good. I'm seeing stuff sitting on there for like 200 days, 150 days, a year plus some stuff, right? So there's an abundance of inventory. You know this, you know what I mean? Like we've just seen now over the last month and a half, the inventory's decreased, but sales haven't gone up that much. You know what I mean? So it's interesting times, man. Yeah. It's really interesting to see like the swings that we've had from like COVID to be like below 1% to now like go all the way up to almost 7-8% at its peak a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I think I agree. I wouldn't call this a normal market by any means. I think this is the most unnormal market Canada's probably ever seen. That would be my opinion on that. Mm-hmm. But dude, I don't know if you saw this. So look at this, dude. So this realtor, you see this billboard?
Let's see here. Making Yaletown unaffordable since 2005. Oh God, he probably got a bunch of back. Oh, is this in the news? Oh, Vancouver Sun. This poor guy.
He's getting eaten alive right now.
I bet he is, man. Was he trying to just be like cheeky and funny?
Yeah. Well, like, because I get all those comments too, where people literally think realtors made real estate unaffordable. We
didn't do anything.
Well, that's the whole joke, right? So.
Oh, I get it.
You know what I mean? He's being I'm the reason why real estate's unaffordable as a joke.
But you're kind of asking for it, man. Making a billboard of that, like.
I mean, it did what.
There's no such thing as bad press, I guess.
Well, look, he's getting free marketing from Global News and all these places.
Yeah, he's in the paper.
There's like a bunch of people making TikTok videos on it, but I went to his IG page and honestly, shout out to this guy because like this is the kind of marketing that I did when I first got on TikTok. Like I would kind of say stuff like this, right? But I guess he turned off all of his comments because people were just destroying.
I think a lot of people, man, are like frustrated and angry with the way that this country is right now. You know, everyone's going through it, man. Like this is probably one of the worst Christmases most people are going to have in a long time, right? Like everyone.
It's a vibe session.
It's a vibe session. Right? And like a guy like that putting that out there is an easy target for them to take their frustration. Oh, look at that other dude, that what's his name?
Cash.
Yeah, that guy from Toronto. Funny guy, makes really funny.
I watched that video like 30 times.
Yeah, and like he got a new Cybertruck, and like he was just really poking fun at himself, and he's just getting like picked apart. Like the last time I checked, it was like 4,000 comments. They're all like negative, like making fun of him.
Every single one.
It's like, buddy, he's just kidding. Yeah. But
well, there's no like compassion left on the internet. You know what I mean? Like somebody could literally like die. And then like half the comments will be like, ha ha, like there's already like jokes about it within like literally like this is the first time like when Liam Payne died, it's like already like half the comments like, oh, he could only go one direction.
Oh
man.
Like,
dude, this guy literally just died like 4 hours ago.
Damn, that's not cool, man.
Yeah.
You know, I guess this generation's got desensitized just because they see so much stuff, man. And like, I think until they go through it, like they have, maybe a lot of people don't know someone that's passed away, right? So they can't empathize with what that feeling is like, losing a loved one, losing someone they care about. So it's just like easy to laugh at it, but karma's a bitch, man. Comes back around, then you'll know what that feeling is like, right?
100%. So I saw the other day, there's a chart, licenses in the GTA have declined for the first time in 10 years.
I bet.
Yeah.
I wonder what is out here.
I haven't seen it decline since I've gotten licensed. It's never dropped below 15,000 in the GTA or in the GVRD.
Let's take a look, see how many agents we got right now. But why do you think that is?
Well, it's friggin' tough out there, man. 75% of agents in the States haven't sold a single home.
75?
75% haven't sold a home. One house.
We have 15,006 as of today.
Oh, so it dropped quite a bit from yesterday. I checked.
Yeah, you know what? Out of all these like newer agents I talk to, man, most of them have a job.
Yeah.
And do this like part time. Even on some experienced ones, man. It's been a tough year for a lot of people, man.
Well, I think in 2008, 30% of people quit real estate back then. We lost like 30% of our licenses. But like this time around, it's like you're not losing any.
Well, I think it's also generational. Like you have a lot of these younger guys and girls that are living at home with their parents. They don't have that financial pressure that maybe those 2008 realtors had, right? Like this was actually their full-time job and their primary source of income, right?
Well, I think because of technology, it's so much easier to do this part-time too. Like before, you used to have to print off documents and drive to the client's house to get them signed. Now you just send an email. Like you could literally like be sitting at your corporate job and like write an offer.
I personally would never deal with a realtor that had another job, just because like that's just my own opinion.
And that's actually my next question, right? Like, dude, one of the videos I make that gets consistently the most pushback and most hate
Yeah.
is, should you quit your job and go full-time real estate or be part-time?
What do people say?
They obviously get fucking pissed because I say you should 100% quit your job and be full-time.
That's what I did, man.
That's what I did too.
You know, I quit a very good job with benefits and all kinds of perks, and
Yeah.
you know, I sold my house and moved in with my parents, my wife, and my kids. You know what I mean? Like, people don't see that sacrifice to start something new, man. Any entrepreneur has sacrificed to some level to get to where they are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Unless, you know, your daddy was a billionaire and gave you $1 million to start a business. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, like, and the way I look at it too is like, let's just say, okay, first off, your odds of being a successful realtor part-time are, like, so the failure rate is already 87%. And included in that 87% are people that fully commit. So now your odds of failure are probably like 96% or something like that if you want to be part-time, right? It's probably like, you know, twice as bad, right? Even if you are successful, well, you would have been more successful if you just went full-time.
I think where it makes sense for those part-time guys is like they buy and sell their own real estate, they help their friends and family, and it's just like extra income for them. And that's cool, that's fine. A lot of people are not as risk adverse to do this, like 100% commission. It is scary. You know, the highs are high and the lows are low, you know what I mean? And if you don't have a plan for those lows, you know, that's where you can find yourself in trouble.
I'm a pretty risk adverse guy. Like, I don't speed, right? I won't do bungee jumping or like anything that's like, I could die doing this. I don't do it. But I did this because it's like, what's the point of doing it at all unless you're just gonna like fully commit and do it?
So I disagree with you not being risk adverse, because in order to do this job, you have to have that. You wouldn't be able to do this job if you wanted. You'd have so much anxiety. Like, I have friends of mine that could never do this. They need to know like how much money they have coming every month so they could plan their vacation, their life, know their bills are paid for. To not know that, hey, I don't have a paycheck coming for the next 90 days, it would, like, the anxiety would like cripple them.
It did cripple me, dude.
Okay.
I lost like all my weight. Freaking my testosterone dropped. Like, I was really sick for like a year.
Okay, and then
when
what
I first got it. And then I started making money and it went away.
It's funny how that happened.
Yeah. Right? But like, I had the same fears as everybody else. I just like fucking did it anyways, you know?
Yeah, so again, you have to have that, you want to call it braveness or fearlessness of being able to want to take that jump. You know, you're not jumping out of a plane or speeding and putting your life, physical life in danger is different, because you can bounce back financially. There's been many times that people have gone bankrupt or broke and come back from that. But if you slam into a wall going 100 miles an hour, there's no coming back from that. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I think it's a different kind of risk adverseness, to be honest with you. But I actually wanted to ask you a question, bro, since we were talking about Cash and all his struggles. I know you get a ton of hate.
It just goes away, man. It used to piss me off for like the first year, right? And then you just grow thicker skin. It doesn't bug you anymore.
But do you still engage in all those comments of people like talking smack to you?
If I have something funny I can say back, I will.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I just leave it. Because what I found is like, it'll make you more mad once you engage. Because like, you can never say something to somebody and just, no matter how good of your reply, and just like, I win. They'll just like disregard what you said and say something twice as dumb.
Well, it's like, and you're also one person like battling like 1,000 people.
Yeah.
So it's like, you can't win anyways.
No, you just leave it.
Because I was looking at Cash's comments, he was like replying back to a lot of them, and I was like, man, like, this is a lot. Like, I guess it would help with your algorithm to like keep it relevant to post, but like on your mental health, it kind of wears on you, man, when like that many people are like just talking smack to you.
It's not worth it. You just leave it. I just leave. If there's a bunch of people hating on a particular post, I just start posting more posts, and then just whatever, forget about it.
Oh, okay. So you just kind of ignore it.
I just ignore it for the most part. You get used to it. Like, even like God forbid I have like one day where I look like shit, right? Like, I had like, we shot the videos yesterday and people were like, are you okay, bro? There's bags under your eyes, man. Like,
Really?
like, yeah, like, f off, dude. Like, I'm allowed to look like shit for one day.
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean?
I never even noticed. I saw you, so I didn't notice any difference.
Well, that's, if you go see the comments on my TikTok, people are like, are you okay, man? Are you struggling? I'm like, no, I slept for 3 hours. I'm all good, right? I still had to get the content out.
That's funny, man.
Yeah.
That people are like that.
Well, that's what happens, dude. because people watch, they see your posts every single day, right? So if like anything about you changes, they start asking questions, right? Oh, what'd you do with your hair? Why are you wearing a hat? Like I wore a hat in one of my YouTube videos. People are like, you look f***ing stupid in a hat, bro. I got like 6 questions, like 6 things. People were like, no more hat, right?
Fair enough. I think I wrote one of those no more hat. No, I'm just joking. I'm just kidding. Was there any secret that you going viral?
Here's the thing about viral content, right? Everybody has content in their head already. Sure. They're like, this, if I post this, it'll go viral. They don't have the balls to do it because they know what comes with going viral.
Like the backlash?
Yeah. Nothing goes viral without loads of backlash. Like nothing. That's why it's viral, because it's controversial. Because everybody can put their input on whatever that is, right?
You know, I think of like any high-level athlete though, like whoever you want to name, LeBron, Serena Williams, or whatever, they're all getting some type of hate. You know what I mean? Like, sure, you'll have fans, but you have a lot of haters too. People booing you, people want to see you fail. I think almost it's a good thing to have those haters because that means you're doing something properly.
It's a lot of polarity, man. You can't have people that love you. Like, so if you want to sell real estate on social media, you have to have influence over people. And typically, to have influence over somebody's actions, they should probably like you. Right? It's hard to influence people when the people don't like you. It doesn't matter what you say at that point, right? For somebody to like you, you have to be, there's gonna be a polarity there. Because when people like something, there's also people that dislike it. Those things have to coexist, right? It's like, you can't have one part of something without the other existing. If you think about anything in the universe, there's an opposite to it, right? So it's like people think they're gonna like see success on social media and just like play in the middle where they offend nobody. It's not gonna happen, right? Because you're not gonna have anybody who likes you if you do that.
I guess you can probably do that to a point, but then once you get a certain amount of people following you, it's just inevitable. Yeah. Right?
I don't even think you'll get those followers without being like that.
Without getting hated on.
Yeah. You won't get
So in order to be successful, you need hate.
Yeah, 100%.
That's awesome.
Yeah, 100%. You won't get the attention that's necessary.
What is the most like offside like thing that you've seen in your inbox? Whether it was a comment or whatever.
Oh man. No nudes from chicks. Dick pic has happened.
Really?
Yeah, that has happened.
All right. Actually? Wow.
Dude, actually.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I've had people say some pretty offside shit to me.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Like racist?
No.
Okay.
Like I want to suck your dick.
Oh,
that
wow.
Kind of stuff like that.
Okay. Craziest thing that's ever happened to you at a listing or an open house or in real estate in general?
I don't have any crazy open house stories.
Really?
No.
I got one.
Okay.
So I was doing a showing with actually 2 of my very good clients, or my clients early on in my career. Anyways, they were looking for an investment property. Contacted the realtor. He's like, hey, come pick up the keys from my office. No problem. Didn't tell me anything about the home, like that it's tenanted. Or it said owner occupied on the feature sheet. So anyways, go there, open the door, and the door's like opening, but it's like, I thought maybe like a shoe or something was stuck behind it. So I kept pushing on it, it was opening. I was like, this is weird. So I just kind of gave it like a nudge. I hear a crack. I'm like, oh no. So I open the door and there's a broken chair. I guess the guy had propped a chair against the door. Long story short, the owner was squatting in his home, was going to foreclosure, had no idea that this was happening, but he didn't put it in the realtor remarks, nothing. He had propped a chair against the door, so when I pressed on, the chair broke. And I take a step inside the house, and right away I'm like, oh my God, like I have to pay for this chair. I broke someone's property, like all these things. And the guy comes out of the room down the hall with a crack pipe in his hand, a naked lady behind him. I don't know what her deal was. He's like, who the F are you? And I'm like, I'm the realtor, who are you? He's like, okay, all good, man.
Tokes up,
goes back in the room, closes the door. I turned back, I look at my guy, you still want to see this place? They're like, okay, right? I'm like, all right. Freaking all his stuff was stacked to the ceiling, stank in there, disgusting.
Just literal worst case scenario.
Worst,
just
man.
Naked chick, guy smoking crack.
Actually, that wasn't the worst. Actually, I went to another place that there was actual foreclosure, and the guy was he took a baseball bat to everything. Every wall, sink, You name it, he destroyed that place, and then he poured cement down every water source that he could find.
Just
like
completely
the toilet.
screwed that
Oh
place up.
yeah, dude. It was bad.
That's brutal, man.
Yeah, man. That was in US. That was like a $280,000 place.
Oh, I don't have any stories like that.
No?
Man. I've had nothing like that
You
happen.
do it long enough, you'll see some stuff.
So I appreciate you guys for tuning into the first episode of the Paid in Full podcast. It's gonna be a weekly thing. Make sure you subscribe. We'll see you on the next one.
Thank you.